Hi, I'm Robert Craven again with Xigo Health. I want to welcome back Buddy Ojeda, our extraordinary educator who's out in the field helping everyone, and we're here to learn from him today and go a little deeper on the science behind Xigo. So, Buddy, why don't we start off and just give us a general sense of the science and research that's really found in the Xigo product?
Well, there is a researcher by the name of Dr. Gracie, and he did an exhaustive paper on all the research that was out there on the active ingredients, specifically beta-glucans, glutamine, and lactoferrin. And one of the things, for example, that he pointed out in his paper, which was published in August of 2009, was that there were over 12,000 medical citations on the benefits of these active ingredients and how they support immune function. So there is no guessing game here. We know that these active ingredients do indeed have a positive influence on the immune system. Also, he referred to in his paper about studies that not only were done in the lab, in vitro as they call them, but in vivo studies too, meaning in humans, showing their efficacy, safety, and their long history of use. These are not ingredients that just came on the scene a couple of weeks ago. They've been around for a number of years. And showing positive benefits on the immune system. Also, it showed that these active ingredients support the complete immune function. So it's innate and adaptive immune function that are both supported here. Not to mention, when we talk about safety, they have all been given what is called the generally recognized as safe designation, GRAS. That's no small feat because the U.S. government, the FDA, actually doles that out. And essentially by giving you that, it says, we have no issues with toxicity here. We feel very safe with these ingredients. You can use them as recommended, and there are no issues of toxicity or overdosing. You can use them very safely, even in the younger set. And as important as all the ones that I just mentioned, these are all naturally occurring in the body. There's nothing here that's foreign to the body that the body has to try and figure out. All of these active ingredients, beta-glucans, glutamine, lactoferrin, are naturally occurring in the body.
Well, that's extremely important, right? The safety part of this. I mean, that's the first question anybody's going to ask from a hurdle standpoint. So the GRAS designation and the naturally occurring in the body are excellent points to lead with. And I love the fact that there's over 12,000 studies. Our audience should be thinking that and kind of plant that number in their mind. Over 12,000 studies. It's a fantastic way to validate this. And they should also have the Gracie report, which is on the website, in their bag. Right, so they can pull that out for those folks who really want to see the science in a deeper way. Let's talk about each ingredient now. Let's start with beta-glucans. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the science behind the beta-glucans?
Yeah, beta-glucans are essentially polysaccharides, complex carbs. In some cases, they're referred to as fibers. We get them from a couple of different sources, from beneficial yeast, the cell wall of beneficial yeast, and also from medicinal mushrooms like shiitake and reishi mushrooms. And we do that for a specific reason. Not everyone reacts the same way to beta-glucans. So a certain segment of the population may react well to the ones from mushrooms, others react even better from ones from yeast. We put all three in our max immune defense, for example, for that specific reason, to allow a wider range of benefit for a larger group. But what it specifically does, and why we put it in the formula, is that it signals the immune system to be on alert. It's kind of like an alarm system that goes off that says, be ready, because there may be a possible threat looming outside your door. So if you're ready, obviously you'll have a quicker response to whatever needs to take place. So it triggers the immune system to be on alert in the event that there may be some immune challenge that's about to knock on your door.
So beta-glucans equals detect. It's the detect part of our detect, defend, deter.
Think about it as an early warning detection system, correct?
Perfect. Now, how about the defend part, the glutamine? Tell us a little bit about the science behind glutamine.
Glutamine is considered a conditionally essential amino acid. We can produce it, but when demand exceeds production in the body, deficiencies can occur. So levels can drop precipitously, particularly when you're dealing with an illness or when you're under a lot of stress. So therein lies an issue, because what glutamine does for immune support is that it fuels the cells that drive the immune system. So imagine having your car ready to go, but with no gas in it. Without gas, you cannot drive that car. And well, that's what glutamine does. It provides the fuel necessary for the cells of the immune system to do what they need to do. It's also a component of a master antioxidant called glutathione. And glutathione, it helps to protect healthy cells when stress and or oxidative stress occurs in the body. inflammation, stress, things of that nature can hurt healthy cells. Well, if you have this master antioxidant present, glutathione, which is made from, in part, glutamine, now you can protect those healthy cells even during times of stress.
Yeah, the glutamine part of this is, I get a lot of raised eyebrows when I talk about the product at retail around the glutamine. I think that it's very unique, and I love it when I'm traveling as well, because this is really the energy component of that. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah, think of glutamine as your source of energy for immune cells. Without energy, the cells of the immune system falter.
It seems like when we hand these packets out at a show, that's what we hear the most is, wow, I took 2 or 3 of these today, and I've still got some energy left. Which anybody who travels or gets out a lot, or busy moms, for example, that energy level is what it's all about. It's about keeping that up, correct?
Correct. Absolutely.
Now, what about lactoferrin, our last of the major, the big 3, if you will, the lactoferrin component?
Lactoferrin is a very expensive component to make. You've got to get lots of milk to get just a small amount of lactoferrin. It's very expensive. It's an iron-binding glycoprotein. It's an immune protein. And what it does, it supports immunological memory, which means it allows the immune system to remember past threats, and by doing so, it can then launch an enhanced future response. If, for example, you have the same issue that you had 3 months ago sort of raise its ugly head today, your immune system remembered that, and by remembering it, it now can effectively combat it very easily, very quickly, and through repeated exposure actually get stronger. So lactoferrin allows the immune system to remember past threats so that it can enhance future challenges if that does occur.
Yeah, lactoferrin goes deep, right? I mean, there's a lot of science behind lactoferrin. It's just not used very often. Is it because it's expensive?
Yeah, in part because it is expensive. It also has other, great qualities. It is antimicrobial. It also works as an antioxidant, and it's virtually lactose-free. I know people think about this being something from milk. Well, understand that the amounts of glucose or lactose, that would be in there are so small that people with lactose intolerance issues often have none whatsoever with our formulas. I haven't heard of any. It's because the lactose content is negligible. I mean, maybe in parts per million.
Well, it's a pretty impressive product, right? I mean, even if you just had to detect and defend parts of this product, it would be very, very good and unique. The deter part of this makes it extremely unique, I would think. I mean, there's not a lot of products out there who can say it's got some memory to it, which I think that's very impressive.
Absolutely.
Now, there's other ingredients in the product. Why don't you talk a little bit about the beta carotene, some of the zinc in the dailies?
Sure. And so we had 2 more ingredients to the daily immune for adults and 1 for the daily immune for kids. The beta carotene is a component, and zinc are components in both of those. Beta carotene is a conditionally essential antioxidant. It converts into vitamin A when the body needs to convert it. It supports the function and integrity of the cells that line what is called the mucosal immune system, the cells of the mouth, the throat, the esophagus, the tonsils, which are connected to the other immune cells of the body. It also strengthens the infection-fighting segment or portion of the immune system, so it's wonderful to have on hand. Zinc is an essential mineral. We can't make it in the body, so we've got to get it through diet or supplementation. It helps convert beta-carotene into vitamin A, so it's essential also to have it in an immune formula. It helps produce white blood cells, and it bolsters the stress response. So it makes sense to add these 2 wonderful nutrients, which have a lot of science behind them to begin with, to the dailies as the complete formula with the beta-glucans, glutamine, lactoferrin, along with beta-carotene and zinc as additional support.
Excellent. As always, buddy, thank you for your time and expertise.
Welcome.